Influenced by Western colonialism, many cities in Taiwan have been victims of top-down manipulation for the past 321 years. Various ruling elites renamed towns, cities, and bodies of ground, shaping their symbolic landscape to reaffirm and proclaim the absolute governing power. The toponym is integral to the recognition and designation of ground and political identity. It stems from the taxonomy of groups, geographical features, and the distribution of ethnicities. Through place names, human beings construct an intimate relation to space on the ground. It's based on a bottom-up approach and localism. Therefore, played an essential role in the early 19th century Taiwan for navigation. During the Japanese colonial rule, the toponym has lost its original meaning. For instance, Taichung City and the other undeveloped mountainous area were either replaced with prominent Japanese figures or celebrities or the names of attractions. It results in the malfunction between place and identity. After World War II, the Republic of China government colonized Taiwan. As a result, the Interior Ministry published a series of building rules to antagonize the historic symbols derived from Japanese colonization history. Buildings and ornaments produced during the Japanese occupation suffered from demolition or fading away as ruins until 2000. Considering Taichung has more urgent problems with stripped names and identities than other cities in Taiwan, it will be a pilot city to investigate the paternalistic control regarding naming places. Regarding this de-Japanization movement, the public didn't have the voice to influence the policies implemented as the government banned freedom of speech by martial law enforcement from 1949 to 1987. It's detrimentally influential for the political correctness of collective memory for the long term. Imagine Taichung City is a documentary missing a few critical clips. It shapes the inconsistency of history and consequently affects the preservation of cultural heritage. Nonetheless, this is just another game to challenge the authoritarian rule of the previous government, which provokes a question. Where is the position of the public among this power-shifting play? Therefore, proclaiming a name, substituting the new name for the old one, shifting the old names between places symbolizes a reassertion of ruling power over places. The ornamental objects on buildings are identical to the toponym as they are the documentary of power shifting. Removing the ornaments produced during the Japanese colonial rule is another example of power being exercised over the city. Building up the taxonomy of ornaments and preserving them within the city gives the public a position among the power shifting games. Concerning the fragile structure of historical memories, initiating a civil movement that rebels the government's authority across the vehicle of historic preservation will be a start. The handheld 3D scanning applications on existing ornaments and historical buildings would help download the database of cultural assets within the city. In Taichung, many overlooked government servant dormitories and ruins are laden with historical memory and political identity. To navigate the techniques and applications of historic preservation, Fengchong Cinema is selected as a pilot site. The works will be divided into 3 sections: demolition from exterior to interior, damage assessment, and ornaments crafting. Firstly, the existing advertisement frame will be transformed into 2 scaffolding devices for the construction process. After that, the visible facades will be cleared for the damage assessment and tailored treatment plan. The typical ornaments widely popularized during the Japanese occupation could project the application onto the cinema as a test bed location. The iron bars attached to the windowsill. Their patterns stem from the fusion of bionics, aesthetics of plants, and Taiwanese folk beliefs. I select one of the pattern and attempt to alter applications. For instance, the ornamental cast iron structural system will be attached to the reinforced columns to provide extra support for the vulnerable facade and floor. This would alter the attribution of ornaments from decorative to preservative. In the final phase, I intend to share the preservation techniques with citizens for repairing houses, starting from a location to other sites, achieving a bottom-up approach. By repairing and maintaining the political ruins, citizens will be allowed to bridge the fragile structure of history and reassemble their collective memory. To achieve a bottom-up approach, initiating an organization will be a start. We aim to apply the preservation techniques to political ruins without proper identities, and associate them with terrorist strategies, shaping a town-scale scope for historic preservation. Advocating the names and history should be preserved within the city under the dominance of any governing power, especially Taiwan, a country with an uncertain relationship with China. As for the organization's ambition and agendas, it will start with the community conference, crafting skill workshop, and damage assessment. It is essential to form a group discussion prior to action, and integrate opinions from each community. Besides that, we will hold symposiums to reveal the above-mentioned issues and promoting this idea to the public. Considering our response is to preoccupy the expectant historical buildings, it will advocate the cultural heritage and landmarks are not for the reassertion of power, projecting an objective view of seeing governing authority as equal to the democratic decision, leaving a trace within the city to record the history for generations to come.